Man, who that? 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 I got the homie for Saint Super.
Man, how y'all doing? Thanks for tuning in to Nonk Chauz's brand new podcast, and we'd like to thank all y'all for listening. Well, but I need y'all help. Right now, a little podcast net is only about 4 feet long and 4 feet wide. Y'all know that's not enough to catch shrimp to fill up an ice chest. We're trying to make our podcast net grow so we can fill up and get our limit. So y'all please tell your cousins, your parents, your nannies, the taunts and knocks to tune in to Nonk Chauz Wet Talk Podcast.
So if you're reppin' Who That Nation, put your hands up high and wave them, say who that? Man, who that? If your arm strikes quick like some concrete mix, and you can't blink an eye while the school board's lit, say who that? Man, who that?
Welcome back to another episode of Nonk Chauz Wet Talk Podcast. I'm Dolla Dawg, hotshotting from Delcom to Dulac every damn day. And I'm with your host, Nonk Chauz, the original inventor of the GillNet. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the NFL Draft, Cajun Word of the Day, and news with Dolla Dawg.
Man, who that?
No, how you doing today, baby boy?
Hey, Cotton Candy. It's been a while since I heard your little voice, Dolla Dawg. Was glad to hear from you. Been waiting for you to call.
Well, it's been, I gotta work. I gotta go to Delcom to Dulac every day. It's getting harder and harder. Some gas prices go up. Mama wants me home every night. It's hard there, no.
Oh, you got your little lady now?
Well, I got a little lady friend. I call her a friend.
Oh.
We're not.
Well, don't let her hear you say that.
Don't tell her that, no.
She probably thinks y'all going steady.
Well, I want to get off of that subject. We got a lot to talk about. I want to get your opinion on UL softball, LSU softball, and then we got a big guest coming on to talk about that NFL draft.
I talked to Drew. He said he wasn't going to be able to, Drew Brees. You know Drew. He used to play in the park with Laurie's little boy. He was going to call in and talk about the draft, but he said he's busy. He's got his little kids now, and he's big time. He don't want to call into the show no more.
Well, we got somebody better than that. First and foremost, are you proud of your Lady Cajuns?
Oh man, am I ever proud of them Lady Cajuns? They not only have they won over 40 games, they 6 seed. They're gonna get to host that regional. They only lost one game in the conference all year long. Not only out of all that, and they accomplished all that, and they can still make a nice mean rice and gravy. Most of them. Even the girls from out of state, they've been helping teach them how to make a nice rice and gravy. That just shows you how much they manage their time.
They said they make that rice and gravy right there in the dugout.
Oh man, well, they used a propane burner. They had come picked up a stand. Matter of fact, Todd had an extra one. They had let him borrow, and Mr. Mike was mad at him for that. But I mean, he said as long as they winning, they can cook in the dugout. They just can't eat before the game's over, you see.
Well, so you got UL Lafayette playing Texas Southern, and then the same bracket with Texas and Mississippi. But then you also got those Lady Cajuns in the same regionals with LSU, Louisville, Boston U, and Arizona. So there is a possibility they're gonna play in the super regionals.
Super duper regional.
See, I think UL Lafayette they're gonna blow out their little regional. What you think? What's your hope for the lady Tigers?
Well, the thing is, the Texas, they hadn't been matching up good with Texas the last couple of seasons.
So you talking about the Lady Cajuns?
Yeah, they hadn't been matching up good with them. But I think Texas is in for a surprise because everybody knows the Lady Cajuns this year has been more of a developmental season in their young team. And nobody knows what to expect from them. Sometimes there'll be chock-a-block on the scoreboard. They'll be throwing up them points, going out of style with it. And I think they're going to surprise Texas. And they should be able to handle Texas Southern and Mississippi. I know that's our neighbors and everything, but they don't need to come in here and be rude. We're going to feed them and everything. Maybe make a big mashed potato and gravy. Get them something to slow them down on the base pads. You see.
They're not used to all that, and then them Lady Cajuns just eat that, and that's their energy.
Yeah. So they train that with. You see.
Well, what's your hopes for the Lady Tigers?
Well, you know, man, like I always say, you know, if they playing somebody that's not a Louisiana team, I hope they pass on 'em. They pass on top, ED. But if they play the Cajuns, being that I am a Cajun, I'm gonna have to go for the Lady Cajuns in Lafayette, the University of Louisiana.
So are you hoping that the Lady Tigers and the Lady Cajuns meet in the Super Regionals, or are you hoping LSU loses the first game?
Well, I hope they meet each other and they could maybe talk about, you know, their feelings and all that. Maybe they could meet up in the parking lot and throw washers or something before the game. That would be nice. But I'd really like to see them play. You know, I know you're talking about having a meet out there, but maybe they could play a game instead since they're gonna be traveling all that ways.
Yeah, I think I'm hoping LSU and UL Lafayette meet. That's gonna, you know, how much gumbo is gonna be cooked that afternoon.
Well, they'll probably have some security out there. So they closed down the locks on the gumbo. That's shut down right now, and they'll probably have some people doing it, you know, undercover. But they'll be passing out tickets. That warm weather's in. They don't need to be cooking that right now.
See, I thought you could cook gumbo all the way to Memorial Day weekend. I thought that was the cutoff. Memorial Day weekend, you can't, or is that gray area?
Well, it goes by degrees. Once it passes, if the heat index gets past 88.5 degrees Fahrenheit, they shut that gumbo down.
They shut it down. You can't get any more license. Can you carry over a tag from the gumbo season?
I know you either use your tags or you lose them.
See, I didn't know that, so I gotta use my tags.
And you know, all the stores have to take that off the shelf. But what'll happen is they'll have kind of like they do with the moonshine. They'll have different little gins set up, and they'll make homemade roux and bottle that and sell that on the black market.
Well, everybody knows that the NFL draft was this week and the Saints got picked. You ready to talk that NFL draft there, no?
Oh man, well, talk about like the Saints, and I'm happy with who they picked. They went there and they picked in the draft better than 4 kids on the same fig tree. They picked well.
Well, we got a draft. We got a New Orleans Saints specialist coming on the show.
Right, come on.
Yeah, our good buddy, all the way out of New Orleans, Hot Boy Ron.
Hey, how y'all doing, Nonk Chauz and Dolla Dawg?
Oh man, with that voice, that's Ron Domingue. That's my cousin.
Yeah, that's Hot Boy Ron, right out of New Orleans.
He lives in one of the wards in New Orleans. You know what ward he lives in?
Which one's that?
The Montgomery ward.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Is that one that got flooded there in Katrina or no?
Oh no, we pretty high. We got all them discounts.
So, Hot Boy Ron is a Saints specialist. He's done some homework for us, Nonk. He's gonna tell us his analysis on the NFL draft.
All right.
How we do? How did the Saints do in your opinion, there, Hot Boy Ron?
You know what? I think we actually did really well. We ended up obviously trading up. You know, from 27 to 20. So all we had to do was give away a 3rd round pick. But we had, I believe, 6 picks this year. So this was a good year. Mike Triplett of ESPN gave us like a C+, but I really think that was kind of unfair. I think we did actually well. And the NFL pre-ranking came out today for ESPN, and they moved us up 1 spot. So it's never a true indicator, but it's a good indicator that we're still one of the elite teams. We're number 5 on that list right now, and we're with the Seahawks, Broncos, Niners, and Patriots. And,
Ron,
so we're looking pretty good.
How boy Ron,
yes.
you referring to the power rankings?
Yes, sir. So the Saints are looking pretty good. We've actually moved up 1 spot. We were 6th, and then we're at 1 now. We moved up 1 at 5, so we're looking pretty good in that spot. And considering our first 2 opponents are the Falcons and the Cleveland Browns, I think we got a good shot at getting a jump on our opponents.
Now, Nonk, before the draft, your hopes and dreams was getting a cornerback. Were you surprised when they actually traded a draft pick and traded up for a wide receiver?
Well, no, because it was a good pick. I thought. I didn't think they had a prolific cornerback left to take at that point. That would have knocked your Cassons off, and so they went with Brandon Cooks. And Brandon Cooks is faster than an airboat. He runs a 4.3. Him. Not just that, what people don't realize, and Ronnie will tell you, he's also a kick returner. You see. And we lost that with Sproles and some of them players, man. So now we got a deep threat that can really stretch the field like a worker at a Domino's stretches the dough for the pizza. He can stretch out that field and make some things happen, open up some stuff for the graham crackers to catch some passes, and then he can also return some kicks and some punts.
So, Hot Boy Ron, what's your opinion on our first round draft pick?
Look, I'm as high as everybody else on Brandon Cooks. I think he's exactly the offensive prescription we needed after losing Lance Moore and Darren Sproles. He was the fastest wide receiver out of the combine. And this kid looks good. He has an uncanny ability to get open, a high character player. This guy bodes well and can have an immediate impact with the team.
Well, see, I'm going to second all your opinions, and you're going to hear it here first from Dolla Dawg himself, hot shotting from Welcome to Do Like every damn day. I'm going to call him Offensive Rookie of the Year right here on the podcast. Where talk. What you think about that? What you think about that?
You're gonna wager some boudin on that?
Oh yeah, let's wager a couple pounds of boudin. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Brandon Cooks.
What kind of boudin are you wagering?
That spicy boudin that I'm gonna go to Billy's Boudin and get you a couple pounds if I lose.
All right, that's a good. That sounds like a good wager.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a bold pick. That pick's bolder than a cast iron pot.
I mean, I think I see it. I mean, you got Drew Brees throwing, and you got a high caliber wide receiver. I mean, he caught over 1,700 yards in his last season over at Oregon. So I think he's gonna be pretty good.
Oregon State, yeah, he's an incredible player, and look, our opinion of the offense going into next season was that we were going to become more of a power running team, but this kid kind of puts us back on the map in terms of us still being an open offense, and with the additions of Jerry Bird and Champ Bailey, there's a lot of things that look good for the Saints defense as well, and I think also the cornerback we drafted, a huge guy, but we needed that since the Tampa Bay drafted Mike Evans and Julio Jones in Atlanta. But
that's gonna be the biggest. If he wins a starting job, he'll be the biggest cornerback starting. Richard Sherman's at 6'4". Jean Baptiste comes in at 6'5", 215. He can match up against Vincent Jackson or Mike Evans. Yeah,
no, and he looks like a guy who could play hybrid. So how Rob Ryan likes to change it up, between Gumbo and Jambalaya and his defense. So he's going to look like he could play safety and cornerback just as well. So there's going to be a lot of gears, with the safety position. You just see a lot of unexpected defenses this year.
Well, we picked up that Jairus Byrd. He's a Pro Bowl safety, and then we got Champ Bailey. I think he's going to be more of a coach role. Maybe plays. I don't think he's going to play as much as people think. But we're kind of beefing up that defense kind of silently. That's what I think.
Right. And the big issue is, obviously we need cornerback coverage, but not unlike what Seattle does with Earl Thomas and Richard Sherman, there's not a lot of over-the-top play that's going to happen with the Saints with somebody like Jairus Byrd. So, we're basically going to have a center fielder out there, that can actually get some turnovers for us.
Yeah, we're going to make them work for that. And, a lot of people are worried about that O-line, but all the reports, and I know that you close over there, Ron, and I don't have that cordless phone yet. I know that all the reports I'm reading and I'm hearing at the barbershop and whatnot, the O-line, the Tim Lelito and the Armstead and all them young boys they drafted a couple of years ago and some last year, they're saying that they're stepping up.
Absolutely. And I think we should have, we could have probably looked at Marcus Smith, the USC center that the Niners drafted for center. But I think the Saints are actually thinking about putting Tim Lelito there, and they're also still talking to Jonathan Goodwin, probably making a return to the States in case he's needed. So I think offensive line can be shored up. And people got to remember, even though the offensive line played bad early last season, they actually tightened up in the end, and we had three all NFL players on there with Ben Grubb, Jory Evans, and Zach Steve. So these guys are really, they're veteran. They're a veteran line, and you turn on Armstead and Lelito into one of those guys. I think there's a lot of potential there.
Yeah, and if Mickey and Sean's not too worried about it, I trust them boys. They know what they're doing out there, and they definitely went defense heavy. They got the boy, what's his name, Knott, out of California, that linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
He looked pretty good. We also got another safety. But I like that move. We can't have enough depth. And man, who I keep forgetting about? Joe Morgan's coming back.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a lot of ability to stretch that field. Just with Joe Morgan and obviously Brandon Cooks. So there's gonna a wide receiver core, and as we know, Drew throws to anybody. If you're open, you're gonna get the ball. So there's a lot of, again. Before we thought we were just going to probably resort to more power running defense, but it looks like we're going to be the same old Saints offensively next year as well.
And I think Drew's finally coming along. He's becoming a pretty decent quarterback. I've been working with him since he was little, and he's starting to kind of grasp the concept. I don't have time to go out there and work with him like I used to.
Well, yeah, he's throwing the ball through the tire now more often.
Yeah, and he's finally starting to mature, and I'm proud of him.
So, hey, hot boy Ron, what's the talk in New Orleans? Because there was some scuttlebug that Drew might be getting a little old. We might be looking for a backup for Drew. How many years Drew has? What's the talk in New Orleans?
Yeah, I think with the new rules, there's a huge emphasis on quarterback safety in the NFL right now. We're going to see a lot of quarterbacks play into their 40s, and I say this, but you still have two elite quarterbacks that are older than Drew, 3 years older than Drew, still playing, in Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. So I really do think, and Drew is actually the most, would say more mobile than those guys. He still has great pocket awareness. So I really think, we have at least 3 years left in Drew, 3 solid years left in Drew. So we really have to make the most of it in the next 3 years.
Well, moving on to our third pick, y'all mentioned him a little bit, that K-Rod Fort, linebacker out of California, he in the 4th round, but it was our third pick. Yeah, what do you think about him?
I think he's got a lot of potential.
You think he's going to be a starter?
It's really hard to say. I think past Brandon Cooks, it's going to be really hard, with our core right now to kind of make it in that bunch.
Well, in Devin Butler from when Rob Ryan came over from Dallas, he picked up Devin Butler last year, and people forgot.
Victor. Yeah.
Victor Butler. That's the boy from Young and the Restless. Victor had hurt himself.
That's the interesting about the NFL nowadays. So the linebacker position is utilized, but I think with Rob Ryan, he actually interchanges a lot with safeties and linebackers, particularly like what you saw last year with Vaccaro. So he would play up on the line, and so I think there's going to, it's a hybrid position again. The most versatile athlete is going to be on the defense. That's really, the philosophy you see with Rob Ryan.
Well, yeah, the scouting reports for Ford is he's not what you call a Russian linebacker. He's more of a what you call coverage, drop into your coverage kind of linebacker.
Right. And look, we're going to get a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks next year. You're also going to get a more seasoned Cam Jordan, a more seasoned Junior Galette. I really think those guys are really going to get after, particularly because our coverage is going to be better. With Keenan Lewis back there, with Jerry Bird and Vaccaro having another year under his belt. So, I actually, there's a high expectation right now for the Saints defense. But, if you're gonna improve any part of your team, I think losing to Seattle twice and Carolina at the end of the last year was some hard medicine for us to swallow, but it was a telltale lesson of what kind of team we needed to become for the 2014 season.
I kind of told him, like, man, y'all need to play more physical on the football field and not as much finesse. Like, they were playing more like a little sluggo, like a floating on that grass bed. You're just jerking that, letting that fall into the bass's mouth. And when we really need to be throwing more of a rattle trap and just kind of going into the deep water and just really cranking through that. You know, and that's why they signed. Maybe they signed, and he's gonna have a chip on his shoulder. I don't know what kind. Hopefully, a Zapp's chip on his shoulder. But that Raphael Bush, he got paid some money. He's the one that knocked Percy Harvin's. He knocked Percy Harvin's carburetor out of sync for that playoff game.
Well, signing Raphael Bush was an addition by subtraction because Atlanta was gonna sign him. So basically, Atlanta still doesn't have the safety they need, and we basically, they were going to sign Raphael Bush. We decided to re-sign him. So, that first game, I really think we could still throw down field on Atlanta. I think that they're also going to be minus Tony Gonzalez. So I don't think Atlanta has really improved all that much. Although the ESPN ranking kind of jumped in the head, they're still middle of the pack team right now as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, the defense in Atlanta is pop on.
So probably the most controversial pick we had is our fourth pick, Vinny Sunsere, safety out of Alabama, coming off that ACL tear.
I think that was mostly a gamble on our part. It's like buy low, and maybe we could sell high on this guy because again he does have an ACL tear. I'm not really high on Alabama players. I think they're part of a system. I know a lot of them is made of Dix that got drafted out of Dix out of Green Bay, excuse me. But I'm really, I'm not too high on Alabama defensive players. They still have a lot to prove, in my opinion. I mean, look at Roman Harper was an Alabama player, but I think it's more a Nick Saban system.
And a lot of people say that. A lot of them don't pan out in the NFL.
Yeah, so the jury's still out on some serious, but I'm really not too high on him right now.
All right, we're gonna go.
Wait, hold on. Before you go, Dolla Dog, while we brought up Alabama, I'm gonna just kind of get off of the situation. I thought something interesting, and maybe I can get him to come on the show. He's a good friend of mine. We're good friends with his daddy and his brother. But there was a boy from Lafayette, from Acadiana High School. That boy can punt. His name's Cody Mendel. He played in University of Alabama and won him a couple of national titles. He started all 4 years. He got drafted by the Cowboys from right there down the road. That boy used to live in Fox Chase.
Did you teach him how to kick?
I had taught him how to do kung fu kicking. We did Tai Bo, and he took that, and instead of kicking straight, he started kicking up with it. And that's how he got that. So I just wanted to say that. Congratulations to Cody Mendel from Scott, Louisiana, for bringing Buddha to Dallas. And I hope he kicks a lot of gratin out there, unless he's playing the Saints.
Well, we actually do play Dallas early in the year, so I hope they're the same old Dallas Cowboys.
I hope he has to punt a lot.
So we're our fifth pick in the fifth round. Ronald Powell, linebacker, Florida. High expectations have followed Powell his entire football life, and after being one of the top recruits for the country, becoming out of the high school, coming off of multiple ACL tears.
Again, I think he's a lot like Sunseri. We kind of bought low, and hopefully we can sell high with him. In the sense that maybe he has a lot of upside because he was underdrafted because of injury. So again, we'll have to see. But he has good size, and again, the linebacker position right now, we're really going to be playing. It's open casting call right now. It may not be the right approach, but I think Rob Ryan's approach to defense is really heavy on coverage and the defensive front line. So we'll see what he can bring to the table.
It's kind of like a big cook-off. You cook a bunch of like you have like a certain cook-off, and you have your first round. You're gonna have 10 people cooking. We're gonna keep 5, and then from
Right.
there we're gonna decide who's gonna win the cook-off.
Well, we really do have a solid middle linebacker, inside linebacker in Curtis Lofton. So our speed on the edges might need to improve. But again, in terms of the outside linebackers, and again, I think this is an open casting call for that position.
Now, hot boy Ron, you heard anything about Patrick Robinson? He's gonna be back and healthy. Is they gonna keep him or?
I think he's still on the team as long as Corey and Corey White, and I think those guys are going to probably come under the tutelage of Champ. Again, these guys, they were getting deep in coverage, but I mean, Malcolm Jenkins and Roman Hartford were not good at protecting in the backfield. So I'm hoping that from sideline to sideline, that those guys can improve a little bit.
Man, take some of the pressure off the valve,
Yeah, and I think that's what Seattle does. There's really not a lot of pressure on those cornerbacks to cover deep, and so somebody like a Richard Sherman can actually cover sideline to sideline really well. So hopefully that they can take a page out of that book and it can kind of translate over to whoever the second cornerback is going to be.
Now, Ron, when you played for the Saints, you were more of an intermediate route runner, wide receiver, or you were more of a deep threat?
I'm more of a route runner. I gotta show you my moves, and I can beat you with my knowledge of the playbook.
Some head fakes here, head fakes there.
Oh yeah. I know the playbook, and you don't. So I can always run the out and slant patterns pretty well.
He's scrappy player, they call him, no?
Oh yeah.
That's how them 2 picks toward the ACLs. Ron was running some routes at the combine, and he shook him a little bit. I can't believe they picked back-to-back ACLs.
That was that new turf.
Yeah.
That was that new turf.
So our last pick, 6th round, offensive tackle Tavron Rooks out of Kansas State. You heard anything about him?
I think he's another one of those guys that we're going to eventually just coach up and see where he falls. We're not, necessarily in need of the OT, but he may prove useful. We also signed Mike Dolla, a junior, to a 2-year deal, so we actually must think high of him. And so we're slowly improving offensive line, and so it's arrow points up. But
I like that. I heard that this morning about Mike. Dolla Dawg, Mike and Mike, them boys that do the ESPN, that little bitty station they have on the radio. His son, that's his little Mike Golick Jr. They signed that boy.
They signed him?
Yeah, and I don't remember the boy's name. I just heard that briefly yesterday, but y'all know they signed a defensive end from UL. The Saints signed yesterday.
Oh yeah. So again, the Saints roster right now is going to be close to 85. Including Jimmy Graham. So, we're looking at a lot of players and for OTAs.
Yeah, because I know that offensive tackle, you got that Teron Armstead and that Bruce Harris. They look like they're going to be shoe-ins to be starters.
Yeah, Teron's a starter. I mean, that's why we got rid of Charles Brown. We saw the potential early on with Teron, and I think Sean Payton probably would have kicked himself for not putting Teron in earlier last year. And I actually, if we're going 11-5 last year, for Sean Payton's first year off, back from a year off, it wasn't bad. I think now that he's a little bit slick under the engine, I think we're gonna, we're looking for another 13-3, 12-4 season. Guys.
Yeah, and I think man, the schedule's gonna be difficult. A lot more difficult this year, but I think Mark Ingram's going to have a big year. People going to be surprised with Kyrie Robinson. Then forgot what my third player was. I had mine. But I think nah, man, I don't know. Možda ne paša. But I really think Steelers is going to have a big impact. Oh man, that's what I was going to say. We're talking about Seattle. I was frustrated when they lost. I can't lie to y'all. I don't know if y'all ever watched a game with Nonk. I get kind of frustrated.
I watched it with you before.
Oh yeah, man. So I was frustrated, but then when I calmed down, I drank me a slush puppy. I put me a couple extra squirts in my slush puppy, and I cooled down. And you know what I thought about? I said, well, we only lost to Seattle by one score in possession, and Ingram had fumbled, and it was a good hit. Not like he just coughed it up. It was a good little hit, and man, other than that, nobody else played Seattle that well. I didn't find. I found we played them the best, and we played them in Seattle in the cold in the playoffs, and we only lost by one score.
Mm-hmm. No, that's something to take out of it. I mean, obviously you saw Denver, who was the most prolific offense in NFL history, got decimated by Seattle. So if you had to look at the Saints, they got the fucking. If you had to look at it from the Saints' perspective, they could have went more offense or more defense, and they learned a valuable lesson, I think. After the year, last year, they played some really good defense with Carolina, San Francisco, Seattle twice at Seattle. So those, Sean Payton's not an idiot. He came out of that saying, "Look, we got P-laid or pocket in the head a couple of times. We're gonna bone up where we need to." And I think, Bob Ryan, that coaching staff is really smart. Mickey Loomis is a brilliant guy. There's the starting points in the right direction right now. You're either getting worse or you're getting better. And if you look at all the off-season moves, guys, you can attest to this, Nonk. This looks as good as any season coming up.
Well, hot boy Ron out of the Montgomery Ward out in New Orleans. We appreciate you stopping by on your way to the store and pick up some groceries. Pas de quoi, and we hope to hear back from you as the season starts to develop, and maybe we can go back to that spring training this year, me, you, and Dolla Dawg. It's been a couple years since we went to that in Metairie.
We'll go see Uncle Bobby.
Oh, where? We'll go to Deanie's or something like that.
Hey, right before you get off of here, Ron, give us your who you think is going to be the biggest challenge in the conference this year in the division.
In our division, I actually liked a lot of moves that Tampa Bay has made. I think. Yeah, we're going to see Lovie Smith there. They're going to steal a lot what he had, with Chicago around 2006, 2007. They really upgraded, and they're going to benefit from a weaker schedule. So I think our toughest challenge next year, I don't think it's going to be Carolina or Atlanta. I think it's going to be Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Carolina ain't got no more weapons. You see, they got their gun permits pulled. Their Steve Smith and their LaFell and all that's gone. So we should be fine, sure. Well, thank y'all, and ladies and gentlemen, that's Ron Domingue. Y'all check him out on Fauché Book. He even got some nice art out there, and he's also a Saints specialist. And we appreciate you coming by, sure.
Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you, Dolla Dawg. Thank you, Nonk Chauz.
All right, bonsoir, sure. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
That boy knows some stuff about them Saints, huh, there, T-Nonk?
Oh, man, does he ever? Does he live over there at the Superdome, or he's a...
I think he sneaks in the Superdome. They don't let him. I don't think he lives there, but I think he sneaks in there.
Well, Dolla Dawg, if you don't mind, Bernice made some pig in the blankets. You mind cutting us to a little commercial break for everybody? And I'm gonna go grab me a couple pig in a blanket, put some in my stomach. All right, we'll be right back with y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all. Y'all stick around. How y'all doing? That's Nonk Chauz. Thank y'all for tuning in to our Wet Talk podcast. And be sure y'all visit us at our Facebook. We got Pinterest now, too. And we also got the nonkchauz.com off the Electric Interstate. You can listen to the podcast there. And y'all get y'all a shirt. We got some koozies. And our podcast is now available on iTunes. So y'all pass by on the Electric Interstate. It's just a click away, sure. And we love y'all. Au revoir. Bien you are. Bonjour. All right, well, y'all welcome back. Just finished putting down them pig in the blankets and talk about good, little quick meal. And I hadn't talked to him in a while, but ladies and gentlemen, we got Todd Savoy from Todd Savoy's Remodeling back on the set, coming at y'all live, not bald, out from Scott. Todd, quoi tu peux faire?
Hey boys, what's going on? Boy, good to hear your voice. It's been a little while like that, you know?
And long time no see, chat.
Where y'all been, ED?
Well, we was busy.
What y'all been doing?
The Dolla Dawg's been working on his French. He went on a little vacation. Dolla Dawg, tell him something that you've been working on.
Buongiorno, Dollar Dog El Paso.
You would say it anymore?
That's my Frencho.
That's Italian.
I might have grabbed the wrong book, me. Todd, you got a Cajun word for us there, Todd?
Huh?
You got a Cajun word of the day for us there, T-Todd?
Oh, yeah. You know I got a good one, too. You ready for this, Salvador?
Yeah.
The French phrase of the day is d'après-moi.
D'après-moi.
D'après-moi. You know what that means, Dolla?
No, let Dolla try to guess what that means.
D'après-moi. That means like d'après-moi.
Take your time.
That would mean you need more or something, like more some beignets or something.
More beignets?
Oh, that's your sister right there. That's your sister you're talking about. But no. D'après-moi means, okay, sure, whatever. You know, d'après-moi.
D'après-moi.
That's when I tell you, that's when somebody tells you, or your mama and them say, Dollar Dog, you lost some weight, you looking good, you.
D'après-moi.
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 Boy, my 24-karat Cajun workers, they've been getting on Todd right here, boy. They've been getting on me about well, I could be saying that d'après-moi lost weight. You see what I'm saying? Need to drop some LBs. They said, one of them, he works offshore, and when he's in, he works with it. He says, I said, man, you lost some weight. He says, yeah, you look like you gained some, though.
Oh, man, did you cut his, you pay out his check when he says stuff like that?
No, I did worse. We hadn't been eating plate lunches. We've been eating just ham sandwiches. Now, how you like that?
Yeah, y'all want to talk? No more plate lunches.
Yeah, that's you and Nonk's plate lunch attack getting back at y'all. It's attacking back.
Hey, you know I missed the last show, but I don't miss listening to it. And what I wanted to tell you was, Dolla, you and I, listen. I'm in 100% on that boudin vending machine.
That's a good idea, huh?
Dude, I've been thinking about this. Listen, this is what we're gonna do. It's gonna be just like a Coke machine, okay? And instead of pressing Coke or Diet Coke and all this other stuff, we're gonna have Don's, Best Stop, that new place in Scott Billy's. But listen, the other thing y'all saw on that last show that I wasn't there for was how they don't have the seasoning on the boudin at Billy's, Lala. That can be the diet boudin. That can be the diet boudin.
Yeah, carb-free boudin and diet gratons.
But hey, that's some money maker right there, you know. That's some money.
I mean, you put that everywhere. I mean, you got people. I mean, you can have regular boudin links. I think there's two ways you can do this because I've been dreaming about this. You can do. We can have the casing where you come out and you can pick your different fillings, or you can get. We can just put boudin links in there, like you said. Like you can put a link of Billy's in there. You can put a Best Stop. You can put so you can pick.
Oh no! Listen. That's you're missing out on the money, Dolla.
Oh,
you've been hot shotting way too long right there. This is what we're gonna do. I don't know if you ever caught that. One of my favorite boudin places. I'm not gonna mention their name. You know, sometimes you go over there and you say, "Go ahead and order a link of boudin." Okay, so you say, "Hey, I need a link," and they come out with a 16-inch link, about 3 inches wide. That's what we're gonna do. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna bust them up.
So the money's worth.
Just say you want a link, right? You just want a link. Okay, a link. We're gonna make that thing so big, and it's gonna charge them about £1.
I mean, I heard you like the big links.
Oh, I love golf courses.
No, big boudin links. See, I like the small. You get a couple boudin links, but they're really good.
You can get them. I know at Billy's they'll cut them for you. They'll put them in little segments. They'll cut them in like segments.
Bite size.
Oh yeah, but listen. You know, I always talk about my mom. They used to make their boudin at the house in the morning. We'd get up to her boudin. But you know how I eat my boudin? I'm so straight, I don't suck that right there. I put that on a piece of Angela made bread.
Like a boudin.
That's how I like a boudin sandwich. Now listen, That's the one thing I can say good about Billy's coming to start. You know they sell them boudin sandwiches right there now. And a drive.
You don't have to do the work yourself.
You just drive straight through. You get you a snowball at the roundabout. You just go right in. Give me a smoked boudin sandwich.
I don't like the. I don't like
Oh,
the.
yeah.
I don't like that smoked boudin.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pas bon. I don't know why they do that.
I like that.
I don't like
I
that.
like that.
See,
I
that's
don't
too
like
fa-
that. That tastes. That tastes like some. It tastes like charcoal.
See, that's too fancy for me.
I'm not talking
no, I
about
like
just
that.
Billy's. I'm not talking about just Billy's. I just don't like the smoked boudin in general. I love Billy's regular unleaded boudin, but I don't like the smoked boudin. That tastes like some charcoal ash.
I think that's good. It adds a little flavor to it. I like it, me.
I tell you what, my little brother Judge, one day he says we're gonna barbecue. Come on over. And sucker put that boudin on the pit. Good night. Talk about good, partner. Bonsoir.
Paul Tibet.
That's the best.
Paul Tibet.
No, primo.
Hey, so what happened last week that you couldn't come on the show there, Todd?
Well,
Got some
listen,
projects. Y'all busy? Tell us about some of your stuff at work going on.
we busy. One of the last times we talked about flipping a house, you gave me a little hard time about that, but that house is almost back to being upside down, downside right. We went ahead, we've been pouring some concrete, and when you pour it inside a house, you got to do it by the bag. Now, the other thing is sometimes we do some work at some apartments, and by the way, they listen to the podcast. Côté Papa is it? Love. Anyway, had to throw it in there. But anyways, we fix their sidewalks. We take out their sidewalks and throw that concrete and everything with a bobcat and get that out of there, form it back up, and well, guess what? They were in the middle of the apartment. I've been killing the guy. We've been having to get bags of concrete, bring it by where we're pouring it. How many bags of concrete in the last 2 days y'all think we went through?
82.
I'd say 3 or 4.
350 bags.
Yo, te balde sacks.
You had to lift all that by hand, you.
We put two in a wheelbarrow out the truck. We rolled that to the mixer. I got a mixer, and look, a bag weighs 80 pounds. Now go ahead and figure for the last 2 days. Sometimes, folks, it pays to go to school, you know. Today and yesterday was one of them days.
What about Donovan? Donovan's been he's getting ripped and sexy with his bald head. He's probably looking good. You know what y'all man, y'all know what y'all need to do at Todd Savoy's Remodeling? Y'all need to make y'all a calendar. Make y'all a calendar with Donovan and the boys on there.
That's a good. See, now I would invest in that, me.
Well, I put it to you this way: that Donovan's 51, and he likes the way I run my business, and he gets it. And we wear collared shirts every day, and it's something to be, to just kind of put an image and stuff like that. But when you're doing something like that, I mean, I don't mind. My boy showed up with a cutoff, no sleeves, blue jeans, and some rubber boots, just ready to roll. By the end of the day, now Doug Asher's got these bags, and they're brown, but they got like a red writing on them. Dolla Chauz, on his stomach, it was straight red. so many bags. You pick that up, and the ink would come off. His whole stomach was full of the ink from the bag.
Man, y'all could start giving tattoos like that. Man, I'm telling y'all, we should do that. We should get that calendar. Let's do a calendar, and we get some sponsors and that. We'll get Donovan on that concrete mixer and Big Joe and Lil Red.
Yeah, you hadn't met Bobby. Well, you know Brett, but Big Bobby, when he comes in, Bobby's the man. That's I tell everybody, if you want to stop Bobby when he starts coming towards you, you better grab a pipe wrench, and that might just pee him off. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna go off.
Hey, Nonk, what would Remodeling by Todd Savoy's calendar? What would the name of that calendar be?
The calendar for Remodeling by Todd Savoy.
I think it would be Todd Savoy's Remodeling calendar by Remodeling by Todd Savoy.
I hope we don't have to
You know
pay.
what it be? You gonna need to write stuff on the pictures because it's not gonna look too pretty, bro.
We can take pictures in that old house you got.
Some sticky note. Hey, listen to this. I got another one for you. You know, my older brother Brent, he he still is. He's on the fire department, and they came out with calendars, boy. But that came back far. Yeah, one of my gay buddies in Scott, good friend of mine. He asked Brent for an autograph. He said, I think it was November. He says, November is my favorite month.
Well, me and Nonk did a calendar. It didn't get out to. I think it was 97, 96.
Well, they said that it didn't go too well, and but I think it was the economy. That's why the economy was bad. That's why they didn't buy it. You see.
What y'all had on?
Oh, just some aprons and some rice scoops and stuff like that. Some hair nets.
It was called the beefcakes of Broussard.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put a lot of work into that.
But wait a while. That was in '99. You said
96, 97.
Ooh. Oh, y'all were young bucks then, huh? Y'all were ripped.
Young churdies.
The journey. Now I'm gonna have to check that out next time we get together.
Well, y'all ready for that news?
Man,
go ahead, do your
news with Dolla.
There you go. The news.
Well, a man armed with a potato was arrested in Providence, Rhode Island. Providence police have arrested a man who allegedly wielded a potato disguised as a gun during a robbery attempt last week. 34-year-old Gary Dinningham of Cankton was arrested on robbery charges. Authorities say he was pretending he had a gun when he demanded money from a convenience store and a dry cleaner on April 21st. The convenience store manager chased him off with a baseball bat. A dry cleaner employee gave him a fake $20 bill from a decoy register. The station reported Dinning is also accused of breaking into his sister's home on the same day as alleged potato incident. She told police he took a purse, debit card, and $100 cash. The telephone listening for Denham couldn't be found. What y'all think about that?
Gary, that don't make no sense, Gary. Go ahead, no.
Oh, Gary, he needed some money.
He must have had maybe he had a little fever or something. But what probably happened was, you know how sometimes, Todd, you leave those potatoes in the pantry and they stay in that dark pantry and they start they start growing them roots. Maybe he had a bad potato and he wanted to break into his sister's house to get that out of there for him. He took the card, her debit card, and the money to stop at the little store to get her some new potatoes. So she thought he stole that. He was trying to get the potato out of there, and
you're looking at it that it was like a good light, like you might think he's a good man.
Yeah, well, and then maybe he had the potato in his had touched his jacket in his pocket, and he was trying to go wash that.
So you think it's just you think that's just a big misunderstanding?
Yeah, that's one of them conspiracies.
Oh, Gary, you don't think Gary could be that connive him?
Well, I tell you what, Nonk, you know when you were talking to the Siri telephone that one time, and on your skit you did, and you could make them cucumbers like anything you wanted, them some customized cucumbers. He should have called you up, because you think about this, he got caught having the potato, and it's in the shape of a gun. If it had been a cucumber, he could have just as soon ate it right there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I put a little Italian dressing with some black pepper on there.
But now, what you gonna do with your potato?
Unless you got a hot thing of grease and you carry that with you, or one of them food trucks.
Yeah, see, they want to arrest old Gary, but what about that convenience store manager that's chasing people around with baseball bats? Why they don't arrest him?
Hey, he gotta protect himself.
But he's just chasing people. He's just chasing people with baseball bats.
But it's baseball season.
So anybody with a potato in their pocket, he's gonna chase them?
Baseball season.
No,
it's baseball season. The boys can confuse that.
Well, and the police can't find him. How the hell they put this whole damn story together. I mean, they just got a random reporter going out there asking people what's going on.
That's what they do. That's what they do. They try to make news out of nothing. They try to make news out of nothing.
He's probably taking a nap at his sister's house.
I mean, they picking on old Gary. I mean, old Gary just wanted to eat some potato salad and get his clothes dry cleaned him.
He could have made a potato salad with that.
Yeah, I mean that's what he
doing. That's what he gets for trying to help. You see.
Yeah, he probably took the money. This is if I was his lawyer, it'd be like, hey, Gary, hey, Dollar Dog, can you defend me? Yeah, there, T. Gary, let's do it. See, I went to my sister because she needed some potato salad for the dinner, and I seen a stain on her clothes, so I took the $100. I was going to the dry cleaner, and then some crazy man started chasing me with a dang baseball bat, and then I had to go to the convenience store to get some mustard and mayonnaise, and then I just ran away.
And you know the problem is he's probably gonna win. You know what I'm saying? In court. Remember that lady that McDonald's sued McDonald's for the hot cup of coffee.
Show coffee.
How I'm supposed to serve the coffee to you, cold?
Not that hot.
That couldn't have been community coffee.
Man, you know what they made him do after that? They made him put caution hot on the lid. Now they can't sue. And that don't make no sense. But I wish that was me.
But you wouldn't sue nobody though. You wouldn't even think to sue nobody.
Yeah, but that lady wouldn't have got burned.
Why?
If the coffee would have spilled on me, then nobody would have got sued. I'd have just got a free cup of coffee for the rest of the week, and I'd have called it even.
Yeah, that's then you see that's the way it should happen in Cajun country. That's what would happen. Oh, Madame, I'm sorry about that. Here's I'm gonna give you a coupon for a free cup of coffee tomorrow.
No, I'm gonna sue you.
And come back.
I'm gonna sue you. I don't want a free cup of coffee.
Man, why? How much money you want? I mean,
you burn my lap. I can't sit no more now.
Hey, Dolla, you got a heck of a woman's voice.
I can control my voice like no other.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been nice being back on the airwaves, coming to y'all live, not bald, through y'all interstate camps and y'all little campsites on y'all webs, ED. Y'all look us up on a Farshay book. Look us up on Nonk Chauz .com. And if y'all haven't passed by the iTunes, we're giving away free loads of compost out there. You can download any of Nonk's tunes. Do the roustabout, do it, baby. The play lunch attack. Film it to the top, put that gravy on the side. And then the Who Dat song. Y'all just got the NFL draft. Y'all getting ready for football. Y'all antsy. Y'all want to dance around the living room. Y'all pass by iTunes, back y'all truck up, and download that into the bed of y'all truck. Okay? And I want to thank Todd Savoy from Remodeling with Todd Savoy by Todd Savoy with the 24-karat Cajun work crew. And we're putting out a calendar soon. We're looking forward to that. And I'd like to thank Dolla Dawg and Ron Domain from the Montgomery Ward out in New Orleans. And that's going to wrap up the show for this time. And until next time, au revoir. Enchant.
Fake it to the right, leg to the left. Play action, got your stomach straight, looking for help. Now your safety's on the ground, and they look like clowns. We got your whole defense smashed like some fresh ground round.
Man, how y'all doing? This is a commercial, and y'all listening to Nonk Chauz's silky smooth God-given gift of a voice. But this could be your voice. This could be your commercial. All you gotta do is let us know on our Farshay book. We're just a click away. You want to run a little ad campaign on here, or you want Nonk to do a commercial for you? Sure, Nonk don't mind. Just let Nonk know, sure. Y'all can page me, come pass by my house after bingo session lets out. Or y'all could just click on the Farshay book and look us up on the Electric Interstate. Thank y'all. Bye-bye.
So if you're rapping Who Dat Nation, put your hands up high and wave them, say Who Dat, man, Who Dat. Man, if your defense likes the blitz with Kenny in the mix and the quarterback scared cause they gon' get flipped, say Who Dat, man, Who Dat, Who Dat, man, Who Dat. Bob, but I'm sure glad they won that game. Man, where y'all headed? Man, I know where I'm going. I'm going pass by Dennis. I'm going to listen to the Godfather of the Who Dat Nation, Bobby A. Bear. Hey, Bobby, why don't you give me a little spot out there? Give me a little plain lunch. I want all of that broad. And you know somebody in the back tonight, throw a couple of little hush puppies in there. Put that on Rita's tab. She says she's gonna pick that up for me. But I'll be down in a little while. I'll have you a nice cold juice pop waiting for you, boy. All right. Au revoir.